So in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about back training, why I'm prioritizing it right now, what changes I've made in my back training recently, and how they've helped me in winning, my last show that I did win, because I believe that my back was one of my weakest points. And the fact that I was able to bring up that weak point is one of the biggest factors that separated me from other competitors. So if you're looking for that one thing that'll set you apart from other competitors, 9 out of 10 times it will always be your back. Everyone says shows are won from the back. Obviously, in classic physique and open bodybuilding, that's, legs and back. And then you start the laundry list of other things, your conditioning, your symmetry, your mass, your chest, your arms, your abs, everything like that. But as far as back training goes, recently, 2 workouts have been my absolute favorite. And you'll see those workouts later in this video. Recorded a couple clips of a recent back day that I did, and that would be rack pulls and barbell rows. I am a little bit unconventional in the way I do my barbell rows, but I believe that it's worked great for me. The reason I love these is because they're huge compound movements. You can go very heavy on them, and they're gonna work every single detail in your back, and they're gonna bring out a lot of thickness in your back, which is what you want, because on stage, the thicker and more detailed your back is, the more you're able to spread your back out and keep showing that thickness and detail while also showing width. So in my back workouts, usually I will start out with a lat pull down. It could be wide grip, it could be close grip, it could be underhand grip. Usually I just go with a wide grip because I do like it for lat width. And I'll go, I'll pyramid down a little bit, start with a lot of reps, and just go down and down and down. But right off the bat, it is all gas, no brakes. By my 4th set of lat pull downs, I'm trying to pretty much max out the machine and see how heavy I can get, because I want as much blood in the muscle as possible, and I want to prime it as best as I possibly can. The next movement I'll move on to would be a T-bar row. I have a great T-bar row machine in my gym that you'll see in this video. You can put weight on the front, you can also put weight on the back. The benefit of putting the weight on the back of the machine is that the loading on your spine is a lot less, because when the weight is on the front of the machine, it's pulling you forward. In the video, I did put it on the front of the machine, but I just like to switch it up a little bit. So sometimes I'll put it on the back, sometimes I'll put it on the front. Today I put it on the front because I wanted it to feel very heavy. I incorporated drop set into my T-bar rows. So you'll see in the video I have 3.5 plates on, and my reps are anywhere from 6 to 8, and I only do about 3 sets. So my first set, I'll use 2 plates. My second set, I'll use 3 plates. And then my 4th set, recently I've gone up to 4 or 5 plates, but in this video I only have 3.5. With the drop set, you wanna work up to as heavy as you can possibly get. Kill it, it's 6 to 8 reps, but I wanna get as many as I possibly can. I think in this video I only got 6, but it felt pretty freaking heavy at this point. And as soon as you drop that weight, strip it, but just a little bit. You're not decreasing it by 50% of the weight. You're not decreasing it by 2 plates. Just take the little 25 off and keep going so it's still heavy. And then the next one, take that 45 off. Keep going until you cannot pull it anymore. After every single time I do a drop set of these T-bar rows, I usually have to sit for about 2 to 5 minutes and just focus on not dying and not throwing up. But it's a great feeling. Next would be my hammer pull downs. And you're gonna notice that all of these movements are compound movements, more or less. There are some on machines, but T-bar rows, hammer pulls, or hammer, the hammer strength machine, the barbell rows, and the rack pulls are all compound movements. And a lot of people will say, oh, you should, start with your compound movements, go very heavy, and then move on to your accessories. Well, for that I say, don't be a bitch and just do your compound movements and do them as heavy as you fucking possibly can, because that is where the growth is going to come from. Because as long as you are eating properly, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to kill every single one of these compound movements as heavy as possible, still have energy after the workout, and then recover for the next one. My thinking is, if you can hit the same body part twice in 1 week, you did not hit that body part correctly the first time, and I'm not one to do something twice. I'm gonna get it done the first time, and then we're gonna rest for an entire week, get that food in, take those rest days, focus on recovery, come back, smash those compound lifts. And on the hammer pull downs, the video I recorded, again, is a little unconventional. I don't do this every time where, my chest is coming way off of the machine and I'm just pulling as hard as humanly possible. I'm lucky to have my girlfriend be able to spot me, so when she pushes it down, I'm able to squeeze my back a little bit and then let it come back up all the way, come back down and squeeze, because she'll push it down for me. Again, these reps are about 3 sets, very low, 6 to 8. When I'm in a bulking phase, right now, I'm weighing around 203. Probably gonna get up to about 215, 220 before I start my cut for my next show. And that will be, that's 10, 12 months out. So the volume is very, very low. And, the input, my food, is very, very high. Those are your 2 variables. This is the off season. Volume low, food high. This is cutting season. Food low, volume very high. Bring out those deep cuts and that conditioning. But right now, what we want to focus on is putting on quality muscle tissue and just mass in general. So I'm going to put on 5 plates on the hammer strength, and I'm going to pull it to the best of my ability. Next up is the barbell rows. Like I said, it's a little unconventional just because I go so heavy on it, but that just plays into the exact thing that I just said. I'm really focused on building that mass, putting on quality muscle tissue. So what I want to do is I want to lift heavy weights. This workout was very, very heavy in every single one. Sometimes I will pull back a little bit, focus more on range of motion, and then sometimes I'll focus on just absolute, kill shit intensity and just see how much weight I can pull, prime that CNS to get used to that weight so that I can get stronger and stronger and stronger and use more weight when I go into a cutting phase so that I can keep more muscle. And then my rack pulls, the reason I love rack pulls is because I'm a very tall person with very long legs. And so deadlifts for me feel more like HIIT cardio, which is a very weird thing to say because it's just a compound movement. But a set of 10 on deadlifts will have me exhausted for a very long time. So for me, the rack pulls, one, isolate my back. I don't use a lot of core, so my core doesn't get real thick and built up from the muscles that you use in a deadlift, as well as you can pull a lot more weight when you're doing a rack pull. And what I've been talking about this entire video is how much weight can you pull, how much quality muscle tissue can you put on, how much can you overload your body and really let that food work. And I talk about one of the benefits being how much weight can you pull, not in like a power lifter term, we're not going for 1 rep maxes, but my rep strength is a lot different than my, max out strength. For example, in this video, I pulled 6 plates on the rack pull for about 6. I probably can't pull much more than that for a single. But what I want to do is just go to that dark place where, it's that last set adrenaline where, you just go until your body absolutely cannot take it anymore. So from the very first rep of the rack pull, I'm like, fuck, this is heavy. 5 more, 6 more, let's go. And that is the type of intensity you should bring into every single set of your exercise. When Arnold said, I can get more done in 1 set than a lot of people can get done in an hour of working out, you really start to understand what that means when you give every single rep, your all and everything you have and all of your intensity, every single rep, every single set, every single exercise. I'm not trying to go for PRs. I don't care. I've posted videos of me doing a bench press on Instagram, and I'll have my spotter help out with the last couple reps. All the comments just say, doesn't count, touch the bar. Oh, I don't care. It hurt just the same. So for me, shit counted, because I'm not, going for like a USAPL powerlifting record. I don't give a shit about the numbers. I give a shit about, how much weight can I lift in order to put the most amount of quality muscle tissue on in the off season. So just a couple of things to keep in mind every time you do a session, whether it's back or not. Last set is a little different than my first 2 sets. On my last set, I like to do a little bit of extra. So the last set for me is typically always a rep out. My scheduled 6 to 8, throw it out the window. it's more like 8 plus. You know, how many can you get? Because you can always pump out a little bit more on that last set, just because your mind is in that last set adrenaline. It's like, all right, let's go. So if you can get more, take it. 2, increase weight every single set. I cannot stand when I see people, they'll take 30s and they'll do 4 sets of 10 on curls, 30s, 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 every single set. Increase your weight every time. You're not gonna get any progress and you're not gonna get anywhere by just curling the exact same weight every single time you come into the gym. And that goes for accessories, that goes for compounds, and that goes for everything in the gym. You know, that goes for your ab training too, but you know, that's a totally different video. And then one more thing I like to do with my back is back day is a cheat meal day. So right now in my off season, I have 3 cheat meals a week. 1 is on back day, because after back day, when you just deplete all of the glycogen in your muscle tissue after a workout, you know, first I have my post-workout shake, and then I'll go and I'll have my cheat meal, and it'll be anywhere from, you know, 2,000 to 2,500 calories, and it just soaks up into my back. My back takes it all in and explodes and gets real pumped up. And you know, that is what helps build that quality muscle tissue in my back. My other cheat meals are on rest days, you know, just so I can load up that glycogen before I hit a workout the next day. Because when you go to bed full of glycogen and then the next day you eat and eat and then go to the gym, you're just meant to feel like a superhero, which is, you know, the goal. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you took a couple of tips away that you can use on your next back day.